Today, we bring you a message from Miriam, who is a student at the Basis School in Arizona. Miriam, take it away.
Dumb kids playing catch on freeways get smashed.
Wait, what?
Dumb kids playing catch on freeways get smashed.
Dumb kids playing catch on freeways get smashed. Is that like advice or a code or...
It's a mnemonic I learned in biology class.
For...
Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
Ah, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. The system that's used to classify every single living thing on the planet Earth.
Yeah, it's kind of important.
Thank you, Miriam. That does sound pretty important. On today's episode of 5-Minute Trivia, that's what we're talking about.
We choose to go to the moon.
Right now, you like me.
Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
Welcome to 5-Minute Trivia, where we're making the world smarter 5 minutes at a time. I'm your host, R.M. Zubairi. A few episodes back, we talked about animal groups like Parliament of Owls and Lounge of Lizards and Wheel of Hamsters. Okay, well, I made that last one up, but it's just as good as Gaggle of Geese. Anyway, those came about because people were just out and about in nature, having fun and pointing at stuff. Real science doesn't work that way. It actually can't. You need systems. You need rules. You need...
Order in the court!
Order. Aristotle was one of the first people to classify things into groups. Broadly, he broke organisms down into plants and animals, and then subdivided them based on their physical attributes, like how many legs they had, whether they had blood, and then something called their scale of being, which ranked organisms by their natural perfection. This was based on the degree to which each living thing exhibited the 4 elements of fire, water, earth, and air. This is the point in the show where we remind you that Aristotle was perhaps the smartest man of his day, and also wrong about everything, but at least he tried. Other scholars built on his efforts with a variety of different approaches. The Islamic scholar al-Damiri alphabetized and then categorized all 931 animals named in the Quran, which is the Islamic holy text. Most of the others were much more interested in plants because the age of exploration was also the age of botany. If you were a wealthy aristocrat, having some exotic plant species from a far-off land on your windowsill was like having a Porsche in your driveway. In the 16th and 17th centuries, new plants arrived by the boatload, and they had to be named. An English naturalist named John Ray categorized over 18,000 plants. Many of these categories are still used today. He invented the biological definition for species. Basically, a species is a biologically unique organism that can only spring from the seed of something just like it. The problem with all these systems is that they existed independently of one another. Naturalists working in separate countries, or even the next town over, can come up with different scientific names for the same bird. Again, we need order. And who better to bring that order than a Swedish cobbler's apprentice named Carl Linnaeus? His father thought a career mending shoes was a better fit because Linnaeus would wander off and study plants in the countryside when he was supposed to be in school. He did go to university and complete a doctorate, but never stopped being curious or observant about the natural world. He went on expeditions and identified common characteristics among living things, first plants and then animals. He developed a nested system to organize them. First, he used 3 kingdoms. If you're into Gilbert and Sullivan operettas, you might have heard of them.
I am the very model of a modern major general. I do the major vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I caught the fight historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order to...
That's the Major General's song from the Pirates of Penzance. And yeah, it's based on Linnaeus's 3 kingdoms of animal, vegetable, and mineral. The kingdoms were then subdivided into classes, orders, genera or genus, and species. The beauty of the system is that it broadly groups living things by their common characteristics and then narrows them down until you have just one unique two-part name for every organism, one for the genus and one for the species. Gone were the days when a ground cherry was called Physalis amno ramos sissime bramus angulosus glabris phallis denteros serratus. Now, cherries are just Physalis angulata. Human beings are Homo sapiens. The other great thing is that you can add or eliminate subdivisions as needed. There's no mineral kingdom anymore. There are either 5 or 6 kingdoms, depending on what part of the world you live in. Animals, plants, protists like algae, fungi, archaebacteria, and eubacteria. Some countries combine the last two into one bacterial kingdom called Monera. Phylum was added in 1866 between kingdom and class. Above kingdoms, domains were added in the 1990s. These are also called superkingdoms. We can't really get into the difference between a domain and a kingdom without another show about cell biology, but the point is that this is a system that works. There are rules. There is, that's right, order. The best part about this system is that there's room for scientists to have a little fun, and they definitely do. For example, the genus Han contains trilobites, but there's only ever been one kind of trilobite discovered, so it's called Han Solo. There's a genus of fungi called Spongiforma, so of course there's a Spongiforma squarepantsii. The western lowland gorilla is known as gorilla. So remember, dumb kids playing catch on freeways get smashed. It's not just good advice. It's our entire system of life. That's our show this week. Join us next time, and thanks for listening.